Hey, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. This is the podcast from the birthplace of geocaching right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now it's Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific, and they call me Chris of the Northwest. One of these days, I'm going to figure out why. And we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're waiting for the insurance adjuster to call, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
Indeed, I feel like there's a story there, but we're not going to chat about it right now or tonight. We're going to chat about the Cosmic Quest promotion with Genevieve from Geocaching HQ. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Great to be back.
We're excited to hear all about it tonight. And live audience, we want to know what you want to know about the Cosmic Quest. Questions for Genevieve, thoughts, all that stuff. You know what to do. Jump in the chat, don't you? Why won't you? Do it.
That's right. Now, tonight, we're going to have kind of an upside down show. Let us know what you think about it. Maybe this is a new format that you really like. But Genevieve has limited time, so we're going to jump right into the interview. If you've got questions you want to ask, use the hashtag Cosmic to bring up something in the chat. And of course, you could always use the hashtag FATAS to bring up something in the after show.
All right. Well, let's just jump right into it because we understand our guest has limited time, so that's why we're going to invert the show. The show is in the upside down if you're a Stranger Things fan.
Ooh.
All right. Okay, Genevieve. Let's get to know you a little bit. Maybe share with us how you started even playing this crazy game we call geocaching.
So, as has already been said, I'm a lackey. My first ever cache find was the day before I interviewed at Geocaching HQ. I had heard of geocaching before, but before I learned about the open position and everything, it kind of lived in this like nebulous space in my brain that was like geocaching, orienteering, hiking, outdoor pursuits. But I stumbled upon the open role that they had there in the visitor center, and I was curious, so I learned about geocaching, made my first cache find, and that's how it all started.
That's a great story.
That's awesome. Love it. I love the transparency.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't think that's all that unique, though, to be honest with you. I think a lot of lackeys discovered it, shortly around their employment.
Time of employment. Yeah, could be.
Yeah, you can kind of tell that that's the case because I created my account before I really knew like the vibe, and my username is quite boring. I didn't realize that you could have fun with it. I was just like, okay, name, some numbers, there we go. And then I, looked at logs and things. I was like, oh, wait, people are actually humorous and creative here. Whoops.
You can still change it.
I could, but I've established, myself, my persona, G minor 1105. Tough to change it up now.
Just rolls off the tongue.
It really does.
All right. Well, now we know a little bit about you. Let's find out what you can share with us. What do you do at HQ?
So I work on the marketing team at HQ. And I do a bunch of different things supporting the overall work of the marketing team. But two of my big focuses are the newsletters that we send out weekly and monthly, and then also souvenir campaigns like Cosmic Quest.
Fantastic. Now, HQ needed a little help in decoding one of these special messages from outer space that their satellites received. And some of our brilliant listeners were able to help in that. For those that didn't solve it, what was that message and what did it say? So
the message that we received and that the community helped to decipher was, "Hello, Earthlings. We have come across a reference to geocaching.com on a metal creature roving the planet Mars. It seems this geocaching is an activity meant to further exploration and community. We would like to better understand this interesting human activity, and we are traveling to Earth to learn more. We only hope we'll have enough fuel in our spaceship to keep exploring." So that's the message that we received, was sent to us. The community helped us to decipher. And Now that has kind of spurred on this cosmic quest, because there's actually some things that geocachers can do to help our friends whose spaceship is running low on fuel.
All right. Well, it seems there's a call to action for geocachers now to help our visiting friends from outer space. What can geocachers do to power them up?
So the fuel that their spaceship runs on is positive energy. And I don't have to tell you that one of the best ways to create positive energy is geocaching. A lot of positive energy when you make that find, even maybe more so when, that terrain or difficulty is high. So we can geocache in order to help fuel their spaceship. And different types of caches, they'll generate varying amounts of fuel. So we've just got to do what we can to hit the 15 million fuel unit goal that we have in order to help our friends from outer space continue exploring.
UDAC pops in and says it's clean energy.
It
There you go.
is, yes, clean, unlimited.
Exactly.
Renewable, yes.
Now, how do we harness that?
Right? I know. We got to get some of their spaceships.
Yeah, if we help them, they have to
use.
turn around and help us in return.
Yes.
And if they don't get their 15 million units of fuel, then what? Do they just stay here?
Well, maybe, because they are geocaching, having a great time, and there are millions of geocaches for them to find, so that could take a while. And even though we have a goal that we want to reach that 15 million by a date that we're aiming for, we can continue to generate positive energy, even if it takes us a little longer. So who knows? We'll see. We'll receive more communications from them.
All right. Well, as you mentioned, they get different points for different caches and events and things. Because you know how geocachers are, they can be a competitive lot and they like their points and souvenirs and all that gizmos and stuff. How can we keep track of our points and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, great question. So the center for all the info when it comes to keeping track of points, seeing what the different fuel units are for different types of caches, that center is the leaderboard. And so there's the leaderboard on the website. And then during Cosmic Quest, the leaderboard is also in the mobile app. So you can see it in either place there. And on the leaderboard, you can see a community total. So that shows the total units of fuel generated by all the geocachers in the world. So that's where we're going to keep our eyes to see how close we get to 15 million. And then you also mentioned souvenirs. We also have, as usual, that individual total where you can see how many units of fuel you've generated on your own. So if you're working on getting the super fuel cacher souvenir and you need 20 units of fuel, you can track that there, as well as the ultra fuel cacher souvenir, which you get if you on your own generate 100 units of fuel.
Gotcha.
Cool.
So as we're generating these units of fuel, we may generate a few of our own, but how do we get to see the number generated by everyone? Is there a tally running? A leaderboard? Oh, no, not a leaderboard. A tote board, like
Big thermometer.
telephone.
outside
Thank
of
you.
HQ.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
With flashing lights.
We don't have a fun visual like a thermometer or flashing lights or something, but that community total on the leaderboard there, it updates daily. So if you look at it today and then you look at it tomorrow morning, it will be a new number, and so you can kind of track how we're progressing that way. And if anyone's active in different Facebook groups, I have come across a few spreadsheets that some really passionate cachers just made totally of their own volition.
No.
Because they were, I know, who'd have
Can't
thought
say I'm surprised.
a passionate geocacher taking things into their own hands a little bit. But I mean, it's really exciting for me to see. It's wonderful to see people getting excited. And honestly, it's as a player myself, I was like, oh, this is great. Look, I can see how, if we're on track based on, the pace set for each day. So the community is adding to what we've got on the leaderboard as well.
Well, in the chat, we see, Komakino's added 2 points. Breiling has 4 points so far. Where is it?
We've also got some questions for Genevieve. Maybe we can jump to those too.
Yeah. Because Tony already has 25 points, 22 from just activating trackables from Cache Fest.
Awesome.
Yeah, I see 24 for MC3 Cats. So.
CRS 98's contributed 2 points by getting a favorite point. Excellent. More points coming this weekend. Fantastic. There's some really great questions. I want to pull up this one from UDAC first. And I think, we've just kicked off and people are talking about their early point tallies. Genevieve, what's the vibe at HQ around how day one has gone? Were you expecting that collective total more or less? Does it feel like, people are on board?
I felt pretty good about that collective total. I think the cosmic vibe at HQ it's pretty good. Because, Monday is not the biggest day for geocaching. If you're on a streak, maybe you will manage to make that one find, but it's not the weekend adventures that we always see. So that first number, I thought it looked pretty good for a Monday. And then the next day, pretty good for a Tuesday. And so far, we've been increasing the amount of fuel that's generated each day. I don't know if we can keep that up for the over 40 days of the entire campaign, but if we do, we'll reach that 15 million, no problem. But yeah, I was excited with that day one number.
Love it.
Question on that from UDAC. It's a great question. Why do most challenges start on a Monday instead of maybe a Friday or the weekend?
That is a great question. So part of the reason that most of the reason that most challenges start on a Monday is that we often have challenges based around the leaderboard. And the way the leaderboard is set up, it always refreshes on a Monday. So sometimes it can be longer than a week, but whenever that new period for the leaderboard starts, it's always on a Monday. So the challenges begin on Mondays.
There you go.
That makes sense. That it gives you a goal if you're going to go for the weekend, right? That's when most people are geocaching. Gets you a chance to get that in there before the reset and maybe achieve a goal when during the week that might be more difficult to do depending on your job and transportation. Now you mentioned souvenirs, and UDAC has a question. Can we get?
There's a lot of questions tonight.
I know. Can we get the collective souvenir even if we don't get the second one, say at 100 units?
That is a great question. Yes. So anyone who participates in any way, big or small, during Cosmic Quest, so that means if they log a find during that about 6-week period, then they're eligible to receive that big collective community souvenir when we hit 15 million. So you don't have to get that 100 unit souvenir in order to be eligible for, I believe, the liftoff souvenir is what it's officially called.
Very cool.
Nice. Look at that.
Fun.
I was going to ask, what does ISM stand for? No, it's 15.
I actually was thinking the same thing for a moment, Chris. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I love the art. I love the little story, the 3 panels. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
And I do have to again give praise to the art at Geocaching HQ. Each of your promotions has its own unique look, right? And for an artist, I think that's not only fun, but I think that's somewhat unique because some artists tend to get stuck in a style, right? This is the style of which I draw. And that's not true at HQ. It seems to be so varied and different.
Yes, and it's one of my favorite parts of my job when I get to work on these souvenir campaigns is that I get to be in the discussions with the artists on our creative team, and they are just so thoughtful, thinking about like what style, what kind of, you know, story is being told with each campaign, and they really adapt the art for it. And in addition to like the souvenir art you see there, one of our artists, Ains, they also made characters that are all the visitors that are trackables. Our shop is selling them, and
Nice.
oh my gosh, they are the cutest little little outer space folks you've ever seen. And that I was so like excited and impressed by them. I'm always blown away by what our creative team does.
I
Without a
saw those
doubt.
yeah, sorry, I was gonna say I saw those trackable tags on the shop geocaching, and the first thing I thought is I was looking at like, okay, where's the Easter eggs in each one of these? And there are. I think there are.
Hmm.
So that's fun. Good job, Ames.
Uh, GSM times 2 has a link to one of those spreadsheets
There you
if you're
go.
Oh,
interested.
there you go.
I
There you
believe
go.
GSM times 2 is the author of one of those spreadsheets.
Ah, there you go. That's why he has a link.
Yeah.
Nice.
Komakino is suggesting that outer space folks is what we're going to call space aliens from now on.
Speaking
There you
of, there you go.
Oh, there
we
you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up. Fun. There they are.
They're adorkable.
They really are.
Indeed. Fun. That's awesome. Oh yeah, that's a cleaner picture there.
There you
Fantastic.
go. Yep.
Well done.
Nicely done. There are 6 individual tags, folks, for those that are only listening. And of course, those are available at shopgeocaching.com.
Or your favorite geocaching supplier.
That's right.
All right.
So people
oh,
are putting in their points. You know, Seebeck Tribe is at 29. GSM times 2 is at 28 points. And let's see, who's this? Just Finding Our Way is at 142 points. Time to put his feet up.
Nice.
yeah,
Well done.
he's definitely carrying the weight for the rest of us. That's
That's right. GSM times 2 says of yesterday's count, we're at 312,566 points. Oh, we're that behind schedule.
Ah,
Yeah,
wait
behind
till we hit the weekend. GSM times
Yeah.
2.
Yes,
We'll
I
pick up
think the weekend might be a little more heavily weighted.
I'm pretty sure GSM times 2 himself can make up those points.
probably. That's excellent. Genevieve, if our listeners wanted to know more about the promotion, where would you point them to find out more information?
So the first place I'd point them to is the FAQ blog post that we have on the Geocaching HQ blog. It's kind of a lot of text, but that's because there's a lot of information in there. So it has details about, how it has details about how many units of fuel are generated by different actions, details about the dates of the campaign, what to expect, and also some kind of typical questions that we get when we have leaderboard promotions that have some answers there. So that's one place. You can also check our social media channels and the newsletter. If you're subscribed to it, we'll have updates in there. So those are the 3 spots that I would recommend to stay in the know. We will also have additional information on the blog. So blog, newsletter, social media channels.
Well, and you are welcome back here any Thursday night if you've got other updates you want to make sure
Absolutely.
our listeners hear.
Yeah, this is exciting, and who knows, how much fuel will generate. Things could change week to week.
That's right. Well, and speaking of changing week to week, now we know you are limited in time, so I want to ask you one more question if we can squeeze it in. There are certain point levels that are put in this article here. So Land Monkey, you'll be happy, 5 points for an Earth cache, 3 points for an event. What is it? 1 point for activating a trackable and so on. Are those going to change from week to week like we've seen in the past?
They likely will not. Because in the past, we've had things where, we're moving to a different mountain, or Signal is moving to a different land, a different labyrinth, exactly. So with this one, it's a shorter campaign. We've got that singular goal we're moving toward. So I think we can expect those fuel units to change, but you never know. Like I said, this is live. We're meeting these people for the first time. We're just getting to understand their spaceship and the way the fuel for it works. So I can't make any promises, that we won't discover something about one of the fuel tanks or one of the ways that units are calculated. But I think for the most part, we can expect it to stick with what's on that blog post.
When they discover the metric system, they go, "Oh my goodness, why weren't we looking at this the whole time?"
Yes, yeah, we really might be able to offer them something there.
Very cool.
Fantastic.
Sorry.
GSM pointed out yesterday was the first day we exceeded the number of points necessary to stay on track.
There you go.
All
Progress.
right.
So yes, and again, approaching that weekend, I think we're going to see the big ramp up.
Yeah. Genevieve, Chris said that you may need to leave us in the hands of our listeners and perhaps our space buddies. In the meantime, where could our listeners find you?
So they can find me on the blog. You will see that my name is there as a byline quite frequently. So they can find me there. And then besides that, I do not have a major social media presence really, but I do have a geocaching account. So gminer1105, if you want to add me as a friend or send me a message through geocaching.com or the mobile app.
Fantastic. And look at that. We think alike. Are you going to be at any events in the near future that we might be able to run into you?
I don't have any any big ones planned, but I do. I'm very lucky that as a lackey, there are events going on quite regularly, just about 20 feet from the office. So I'm always happy to go and attend those. So if anyone's in the Fremont neighborhood of Seattle attending one of those events, there is a good chance that I will be there.
There you go. Every day of the week, there seems to be an opportunity to get together at a pub.
Yeah.
Especially during the summer, people near and far are coming to HQ. So it's an exciting time.
Fantastic. Do we have any other questions, or let's see?
Yeah, I think we've hit a lot of them.
Comments, but I think we've run through the questions for Genevieve.
It's been great having you on the show again.
Great. Well, it's been fun to be back on the show, and I had a great time chatting all things Cosmic Quest with you all.
Thanks so much for doing that.
Yes, thank you for spending your evening with us. We certainly appreciate it.
My pleasure. And, all the best for your own quests to receive those souvenirs and contribute to that community goal.
Let's go create some goodwill out there, folks.
That's right.
Yep.
All right. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye. Awesome. All right.
That was great information. I'm so glad she was here. But
absolutely.
Doing a show backwards is awkward. I don't have my running feet yet. I feel very like stumbling along through the show here. Okay.
Well, maybe I can help you by throwing out a quick reminder that we appreciate the support of our patrons who help to keep this podcast coming each and every week. And a thanks out to Land Sharks. Hey, they are one of our corporate and eye level sponsors. And did you know that if you want some cool, funky space buddy trackables, well, my friend, feed your need for TBs and geocoins online or in store. Check it all out at landsharkz.ca. That's land sharks. Outer space, folks. Yeah, I'm not getting it right at all. That's for sure. And of course, our other corporate level sponsor. Well, that's Gold Country Geotourism. Visit exploregoldcountry.com. Learn more about the geotours, the region. Don't forget to download the app. Find it all at exploregoldcountry.com. And if you want to know more about supporting the show, well, click that Patreon link right over there on the cachingnw.com website.
Right. And Iham wants to know, what is a glow?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I really don't know either. So let's move on. And folks, what do you think of this promotion of Cosmic Quest? Going out there, earning points. Let me pull up the, I want to say spreadsheet, but the
I was going to say, I've got the point total so far.
Ooh.
There you go.
There you go. 758,863. So you get 1 point for activating a trackable, 1 point for an adventure location, 1 point for a found it, 2 points for receiving a favorite point on your owned geocache, 3 points for attending an event, and 5 points for finding an earth cache. Yeah. I had to keep that on the down low or Land Monkey gets a little too excited.
That's true. Hey, I just looked up. I have done jack squat geocaching wise since it started, and I've got 2 points.
You must have received a favorite point.
I must have been favorited. That's awesome.
As you can see, I have not. But I'm going to change that tomorrow night. If any of you guys anybody's local here, the Washington State Geocaching Association summer camp out is this weekend. And while I am not booked to camp out there, I wish I could, I am going to go out tomorrow night to a night event and a group meet and greet. So I'll get a couple of points tomorrow night. And if you're out there, come say hi.
Fun. Yeah. Who doesn't want to go caching with Wits End? Awesome.
Well, that too. But the WSGA has rented out the entire campground.
Yeah.
So, when you go there, it's only cachers. So now you can go up to anybody and say, you know what? I think you're a cacher. And say hello.
It might be a snuggle muggle.
It's possible. Fun. Okay.
I have to start creating fuel units. Okay. I'm going to start thinking. I'm going to make positive energy right here. Do you feel it?
I can. Yes.
I felt something.
I think every Thursday night you create positive energy, Chris.
I create something. Yeah. And folks, so I see some of this like, this is interesting from GSM times 2. 89% of cachers think that we will make the goal. What do you think?
It's interesting. Where did and 90% of statistics are made up on the spot?
Exactly. Yes. That's what I was going with. Yeah. And he also said Midwest Geobash should help a lot this week.
It should.
I imagine it will. Yeah.
Yeah. And any megas or cash machines or any of those kind of things going on through the next while definitely are going to help.
Kitty Quest says, if you've been accumulating favorite points, or it could be FP, fun people, frightened puppies.
Fun people, let them go. It's time.
If you've been accumulating favorite points without awarding them, now might be a good time to use them. It might not help your personal totals, but it can help that group total, right?
Nice.
That's good group thinking, Kitty Quest.
Team player.
Yes, exactly.
If you love favorite points, set them free.
Yeah.
If they come back to you, they're yours.
If they don't, hunt them down and kill them. No, that's different. That's different.
No, it's accurate.
Okay.
We've heard Wits End, how you plan to start earning some points and working towards the souvenirs this weekend. Mr. of the Northwest, what do you got coming up?
Well, this weekend I'm starting a vacation, so I will be out there geocaching.
As to say, you'll have more time to cache.
Exactly.
Nice.
That pesky
just-
job thing doesn't get in the way as much.
Right?
I tell you, that pesky job thing.
If we didn't have to pay for our vacations, then it would
Right.
be a lot easier. Yeah. Fun.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead.
UDAC, who, thank you so much. You've been very busy tonight.
Yes.
Says it's an interesting challenge, but the last time this was done, we didn't reach our goal. So I'm not going to hold my breath. And actually, I would like you to hold your breath for the whole 40 days
Oh,
just to see. Oh,
yes.
just to
Views
see.
expressed by the host of the show.
I'm sure UDAC can do it.
I don't think that came across the way you intended it to.
Oh, sorry. Um, okay, she thought it was funny.
Okay, good.
We
I
hope.
bet that challenge lasts about 3 minutes max.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear.
And GSM times 2 says we didn't reach our goal, but we still got a souvenir in the last. What was the last one that we had a group event?
I should know this. All I can think about is the Signals Labyrinth. I can't remember the previous.
I don't know, but I bet it comes up in the chat soon.
I bet you it does.
I can guarantee you I hardly contributed, if any.
Hey, let's jump up to this one here. Sorry, did I just pull something off the screen on you, Chris? No, you're.
He might be frozen.
Oh
I
no,
wondered why he was so quiet. He'll be back.
he looks pensive. Yeah.
Yes, maybe so.
All right.
Monkey cakes.
Monkey Cakes says there's a geocaching event to celebrate her 20th cache anniversary on August 8th at the Dash Point Park and Pier. Stop by and help create fuel units. There you go.
That's
So it's
great, yeah.
GCAVGAW. Good stuff.
Dash
Fun.
Point Park is just northeast of Tacoma, there, southwest of Federal Way. So, right in the South Puget Sound area.
Very cool. Okay. What's this?
Was it-
Oh,
Komokina says, was it the anniversary thing that we had the group goal for?
anniversary thing. What was that?
Was that the 20th anniversary?
Well, I know when it would have been, but I'm
Yeah, I
trying
don't
to
know.
what it was. But yeah, probably.
Oh, there it was. It was break the number of record for number of geocaches who found a geocache in a single day.
Oh, well, that wasn't that long ago. That was earlier this year, wasn't it?
Um,
Oh, no. That was the 20th anniversary thing.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what that
but
was.
it was apparently we didn't reach that goal. So I think that's the only
Right.
reason.
Well, yeah,
look now.
we had fun trying.
Don't look now, but he's back.
And front.
I know nothing.
Thank you, Sergeant Schultz.
I know nothing.
Folks, I do have a new computer on order, and it will be set up soon.
Have that
Awesome.
fresh rebooted feeling.
Yes, I do.
Uh,
The memory is so clear right now.
Does it look anything like that?
but look at it this way,
Nope.
Chris. You
Nope.
hardly have any cash then.
Oh, yeah. That's true on multiple levels with multiple descriptions of cash.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Last episode, we talked with CRS 98 about his trip to New Mexico.
Hmm.
And that was a lot of fun. In fact, we've got feedback on YouTube that's from the GeoBus,
Ooh.
the GeoBus 1,
Okay.
that says, now, his username on YouTube is the GeoBus 1, but he says SYWY. So SciY
Sure.
would be like a certain science fiction TV station, but not quite.
It's kind of an abbreviated form of Subway.
Ah,
Hey,
that
it really
I don't know.
is.
It's I don't know. Skyway.
says-
Yeah.
Love this. Super fun to listen to your perspective. Thanks for sharing, and not that pick from the event. Ha ha ha. I don't know what pick from that event is, and now I kind of want to see it.
Yeah.
Now we want to see the pic.
Yeah. And thanks for the cactus trail mention too. A few pronunciation clarifications. And he says he learned the hard way.
Okay.
The first one I pronounced as Acoma, right? Because
Because
Tacoma.
it's like Tacoma without a T.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. This one's Akuma. So,
Hekima.
does not rhyme with Tacoma.
Akuma.
Unless you mispronounced Takuma.
Well, that's true. Taco Ma. And then another one we pronounced, and of course I should have known this, right? Valles should be pronounced Veas, right?
Or
Or
Vias.
Vias.
Vi rhymes
Vias.
with Psi. Vias,
Yeah.
Vias.
Vias Caldera.
Is
Vias Cardera.
a double L is pronounced as a Y. I
Why?
know that, but yet my, English speaking mind only sees things in one way.
As one
So,
is wont to do. Yes.
yes. He says, I enjoyed this. Thanks so much for sharing. He's passed it on. Happy caching.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Oh, hey, well, look, we know more things.
Yes. Hot off the
My wife
presses.
was the host of our host at the event in Albuquerque. She was a great host. Oh, she was a great host.
Gee, there you go. Wow. So we had a gender bias and
Yep.
a pronunciation bias.
You better believe it.
We are highly biased on this podcast.
Yes.
I
On
can't
this
even pronounce that
podcast?
word right.
Don't worry, we can't pronounce words. We know how to speak. And
Nah.
yes, we're all biased. Let's just admit it.
Yeah.
Thank you, CRS98. And thanks again for coming on the show last week. That was a lot of fun. We actually ran out of time. There was more we could have talked about.
It was.
Well, that's always a good sign. Always leave
Mhm.
them wanting more. Is that the
Something to that extent.
there you go. Good stuff. Well, speaking of which, what else have we got here from our live listeners? We've talked about how folks plan to earn their points and souvenirs this week, so appreciate hearing that from everybody, or this weekend, I should say. We've definitely heard some folks who've gotten the ball rolling and shared their totals, which is fantastic. But we're curious, and we've heard a little bit of this, but curious just in general feedback on the idea of the promotion, the space folks, and the earning of points and the collective total concept. What do people think of that? Any feedback on that? Anything? Here, let me throw this at you, dear listener. If you were you guys are awesome. There's a deep cut. If you, dear listener, had perhaps Genevieve's job or worked at HQ in the promotions department, what would you do differently?
Interesting. You have to keep changing things up, right? You can't have variations on a theme forever.
I'm listening to hear if I can hear the keyboards of our of our listeners. Smoke rising.
But
sorry, go ahead, Chris.
So this is kind of nice. I think this spreads the wealth out for everyone, right? As long as you participate at some level, you're going to get these souvenirs, right? Now, and it gives you a chance that if you participate at your level, whatever that is, you can earn souvenirs up to that as well.
Yeah.
But you're going for a community goal rather than an individual goal.
For sure. GSM times 2 shares that he likes the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks the backstory is hokey, but loves the trackables. I agree. The backstory was.
I was trying to put it in the words that pretty much sums it up. Yeah.
Hokey,
It's like
campy
okay.
is the word I was thinking of. It's a little campy, but
campy clan.
At the same time, it is a family-oriented game.
Right.
So I kind of get where they're going, and they want to keep it to a point where it'll also be engaging for the young kids. And launching it during the summertime, I think it's a great time to do that in a way where it is engaging for the kids. And the trackables are super cute. So I think that's awesome.
Yes. Yeah. I do think it's aimed more towards the younger level. And it's cute, right? So some people are just going to absolutely love the cute factor of the 6 individual alien species.
Yeah.
It's running for 6 weeks. There are 6 aliens. Not saying, I'm just saying. Maybe the totals do change every week. Maybe they don't. CRS98 appreciates that it's only 6 weeks and not 6 months.
Yeah.
Right.
It was, I mean, again, right? They keep trying different things, which I appreciate the fact that they're going to keep trying things a little bit. They'll try something, and it's that for those of us who have some development experience, etc., it's that fail fast methodology, right? It's like we try something, if it doesn't work, great, back to the drawing board. We'll take another go at this, because there's objectives they're driving towards. There's business objectives. Right? At the end of the day, it's a business. It is also a game, but it's also a business. So there are business objectives they're driving towards. There are gameplay objectives they're driving towards, and then there's not infinite, but a multitude of ways that you can move towards those. So they keep trying things, and I like the iteration. I like the different ways to try playing.
GSM times 2 added that the tie-in with the space rover was clever.
That was clever.
That was cute.
Well played. The Mars rover. Yeah, we knew what you meant.
The Mars rover, yes. UDAC says, I wonder if this challenge is related to that game progression idea mentioned in the survey HQ is conducting.
I'm strongly suspecting that you've got your finger on something there, UDAC, for sure. And I think that's what I was going to add. To reflect on my own question that I asked our listeners while I wait for more insights to roll in. Hint, hint. I'm
subtle.
I know, right? So if I was working at HQ, I like it's that balance, right, of player versus business. I like the idea of earning the souvenirs. I frequently find that it's like, geez, that was super easy to earn a souvenir. But I think the thing I tend to forget when I'm thinking that is those of us who, and many of our listeners, we're in the minority of players. Like, if you look at the global distribution of people who play this game, people like us who get, a few hundred points in a couple of weeks in these kinds of games, that's not normal. We are abnormal, my friends. So they do try and target these things so that there is some level of reward for the players, either people who life is just too busy and they don't, like my friend Jim, life is too busy. I just don't have to
say, speak for yourself, getting hundreds of points.
Yeah.
I was going to acknowledge Land Monkey's admission there, and this is the first step.
We're gonna
that you do have a problem.
I'm Abby. Yes,
we're gonna capture that as a sound bite.
I was rewatching bits of Young Frankenstein the other day. I love that bit with Marty Feldman of where did you get this brain? Who is this from?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody named Abby.
Abby someone.
Abby Normal.
Yes. I'm almost sure that was the name. I ain't got nobody.
What a great movie.
Do you two want to keep going on? I mean, we that was only one scene.
Let's just do the whole movie. Yeah.
Let's do the whole movie. That's not one I can do from memory, but
no. UDAC, because it's all UDAC all the time on this episode.
Welcome to the UDAC episode.
All right. Anyone know why they excluded webcams? We didn't ask that when Genevieve was on, but that's a great question.
And UDAC had asked that. I saw that pop up and go by, and I'm sorry I missed it. So I was going to comment on how they've weighted the point system. Earth Cache for 5 points, event for 3 points, and then receiving a favorite point for 2.
It's like they're kind of driving certain activities here.
Bingo, right?
Yes.
I think they're trying to use up some of that favorite point pool, right?
Yeah.
An event will help galvanize you into your local geocaching community, and you'll want to go out more with your friends. And Earth Caches, I I bet they are one of the lowest found categories of
I would
cache.
I can guarantee that is
Yeah.
the case. Yeah.
So, with the activated trackable, that's different than we normally see, right? That's not a found it. That's not a,
That was new. Yeah.
yeah, that,
One could be a little bit suspicious and say that maybe there's an ulterior motive to that, but
of course. But maybe now I should open up my box of unactivated
There you
trackables
go.
and I can
and there's
launch them
that.
right into
Just
space.
activate them. Yeah.
And the idea is if you're activating a trackable, I think the thinking is, and so putting aside the commercial aspect of that, but um, going back to encouraging events, interaction between other
Mhm.
players. If you're motivated to activate trackables you have, well, why are you activating? You're activating them so either they will go out or they will be discovered
Right.
at
And
events.
and
So
again, that social connection.
exactly, yeah.
Mhm. So
Um,
I think you have to include found its and adventure labs, right? That's
Yeah,
where everybody's going
okay,
to generate the most
I'm going to
points.
throw out a controversial opinion. Do we not have enough adventure labs now? Maybe adventure labs didn't need to be part of the promotion.
Maybe 3 adventure lab finds for point.
Yeah, or complete an adventure lab for a
There you
point.
go. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just my own opinion there. I'm
So
sure that'll.
why weren't webcams included? Because in my opinion, and this is just simply me and my geocaching style, is I target webcams because they are archived, they're
Yeah.
grandfathered,
They're rare.
Grandfathered, yeah.
and they're slowly fading away. Right. And
Yeah,
I
and
think
they're much harder to find. I think it's easier to find an earth cache than it is to what?
yeah.
Okay, to physically find one on the map, it is easier to
Right.
find an earth cache than it is to find a webcam. Obviously, answering and
Mhm,
claiming an earth cache is more difficult. I accept
mhm.
that, but my point being, there's more earth caches available than there are webcams, and I think that may factor into the why they were excluded.
GSM times 2 in his wisdom says, I speculate they were afraid too many people would couch log webcams and they'd have to archive webcams. Just speculation.
Interesting. Yeah,
Interesting
Mhm.
thought.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
And Wet Coaster says webcams are very rare, maybe less than 10 in Canada.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it reaches a large swath of the population. Um, just gonna put this up here and move along.
Young Frankenstein reference. Nice. Yes. Nice.
Thank you.
Starcasher says, just joining from my tent at Midwest Geobash. Well, thank you for using some of your coveted electricity to run
Yeah.
your devices to watch the show. Just returned from a night cache. I'm at 95, 85 points today, of which 75 of those were adventure labs.
Start Cashier. First of all, congratulations. And secondly, please let us know when the people in the adjoining tents say, turn that off already.
No, they're going to say, what is that very interesting show you're listening to? I need to join in myself.
It's going to go one way or the other. It's
Yeah.
a polarizing episode. Yeah.
So Starcasher, we need your opinion on this. UDAC says yes. Going back to maybe there should be less weight in adventure labs. So completing a whole 5 locations for 1 point is fair, right? Completing the adventure lab itself, whether it be 5 or 10 locations
I always liked you, Dak.
for a single point.
Why'd you say that in the past tense?
Good point. I continue to like you, Dak.
Okay, good.
Is that better?
And UDAC says hello to everyone at Midwest Geobash.
Indeed. Yeah.
If you're at Midwest Geobash, everyone say it loudly. Hello,
Yeah.
UDAC.
Oh, turn
That's
the
great.
volume up,
All the
Starcasher.
surrounding
Hello,
tents
hello,
for
hello.
Starcasher. Say
Hello,
hi, UDAC.
Starcasher.
All right. Well, we know that UDAC has been very active in the chat, and we know that Komokino has, because he mentioned the outer space folks,
Yeah.
which I love. And here we'll put the outer space folks back up there. But he
Yeah.
also made a comment about Yo Gabba Gabba, and that popped in my head. I'm like, I know that. Why do I know that? So of course, to the Googles, and Yo Gabba Gabba was a children's show back. I forget how far back it
This
was.
is, I can see where the
And yeah, right. I'm not saying anything about plagiarism, but I do see a little maybe reminiscence to the outer
An
space folks.
an ode to the
Yes.
homage.
An
There you go.
homage
homage
there.
to the show,
They're
right?
honoring Yo Gabba Gabba. So anyway,
I know the name. I couldn't have told you anything more about it. I
I
knew it
couldn't
was a
either.
show, but that was beyond my time.
So there
That's
you go.
fantastico. I love it.
Komakino's daughter,
Oh, the kid
otherwise
loved that
known
show,
as
huh?
the Kid,
Yeah.
loved
Mhm.
that show.
There you go.
What about
Why in the past tense?
Oh,
bananas in pajamas?
Yeah.
go ahead and sing a little bit of that.
Let's pass on that.
Okay.
Are they coming down the stairs in pairs?
In pairs.
Oh, GSM times 2 says it's been so long since they've awarded AL credits. I've adventured my area out.
Oh, well, come
Ah.
visit here.
Yeah, it's plenty.
I'll go with you because I haven't done hardly any of them.
You know, if you were to hit a certain highway or two,
Yeah.
I'm sure you could find some adventure labs.
Yeah, but didn't he already do those all now?
He's coming on later in the year to talk about his Route 66 Adventure Lab. What do we want to call it? Not more than an adventure. His
Experience.
experience, yeah. I got a bug flying in front of me.
Okay.
There are still many loud gatherings around campfires. Starcasher couldn't hear them
Excellent.
yell for him.
Well, you
That-
can tell you're
that's
not in the Northwest because we are at extreme fire danger in the Northwest, and no campfires allowed here.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're there yet. My grass is getting brown. I choose not to water it in the summer just because the cost of water is so stinking expensive.
we've had some pretty bad forest fires around here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. I could smell the smoke all the way home today. It's the sky's pretty brown here. I've seen worse, but we're definitely feeling the effects.
There you go. Update from GSM times 2. He is about 744 of the 844 Route 66 AL series, finishing the rest in October. Wow.
And that's when we'll have him on afterwards.
ambitious. Good job.
Which, I'm GSM times 2. I'm just going to say it once. It would help the community if you went and did those adventure labs now
Could you please?
in the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, within the next 6 weeks. Exactly. Yeah.
So
Be a team player. Come on.
it's just for the geocaching community. That's all I'm saying.
No, just teasing you. Just teasing you, Scott.
Uh,
We have a hello from Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda.
Hey, Rhonda.
All right. Yeah. So, what do you think, guys? Probably enough on this topic for tonight.
I think so. I think this was a lot of fun. And once
Kamakina
more-
says,
yeah.
Kamakina says, do it for the outer space, folks.
You got to help people get home. You have to help those that are downtrodden and low on fuel
Oh, too funny.
for them outer space
Outer
folks.
space folks for just a few favorite points a day.
You too can change the outcome of a outer space folks life.
We could have a little bit of fun. We could make a little video on that.
I think we should.
A little PSA.
Mhm.
All right.
And with that, folks, thank you for taking your time to tune in to this episode of Caching in the Northwest, especially those at Midwest Geobash. Sorry, you put a West in there, and I always have to start with North. Midwest Geobash.
The Mid-Northwest Geobash.
The Mid
Yes, North Midwest, Northwest Mid. I don't know what it is.
Well, we do want to take a moment, as we did just a little while ago, but once again to thank our corporate Denali level sponsors. That's Land Sharks and Gold Country Geotourism. LandSharkz.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. And hey, order your Yo Gabba Gabba trackables from them. And for absolutely amazing geocaching adventures, check out exploregoldcountry.com. And folks, we want to thank all of our faithful dollar level supporters. That's Land Sharks, Gold Country Geotourism, Cool Cow Cachers, and Cashley. Oh my gosh, and there's a new one. Cashley and Hawaiian. I'm gonna. Chris, how do you pronounce that? Jim, how do you pronounce
We've been saying Hawaiian Maile.
Maile? Hawaiian Maile. Thank you for joining the sport. Oh, so we've been saying, so apparently I'm getting caught up here. No worries.
Right.
Folks, why in the past?
Welcome back.
Why in the past tense? If you want to know more about supporting this here show, click the Patreon link on the cachingNW.com website.
And just a reminder, if you haven't heard your name in this list in several episodes, maybe it's possible your credit card has changed, right? Or expired, you got a renewed one, and the billing just didn't go through. There you go. I didn't want to out Rhonda, but that's right. That's right.
There you go.
Well, thanks for your support.
Thank you so much. Like Boomer365.
And just finding our way.
Trexer.
Subway Mark or Siwai, maybe now we call him.
Highway
Mark.
I think Siwai is more an abbreviation for Skyway. But anyway.
Okay.
How about the Terrible Teas?
How about Flagman?
You Talks to Rocks.
Gas Station Tuna.
Dora Moore.
Logwork.
Nervous Energies.
MC3 Cats.
The Pendragon.
Kid Vegas 19.
The Camp Clan.
LG 9000.
Seebeck Tribe.
GSM ×2.
Geocaches.
GeoBirder.
J Car.
Butterfly Girl.
Antaeus.
Mountain Bike.
Segehove.
Hacker Doc.
Kitty Quest.
Limax.
Very active in the chat. You, Dak.
And Genies.
Skyhawker.
BC Rock Crawler.
Team Noltex.
GeoNav Pro.
Just Carlo.
Peach of Washington.
Whidbey Island Gal.
Railroad.
Nerve.
Greenwords.
Wet Coaster.
And live from last week, it's CRS 98.
He's still live this week. Why in the past tense?
I love it.
Oh, folks, if you want to get in contact with us, you know what? But first, before you get in contact with us, which you can do at cachingnw.com, we want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. So if you like the show, please click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. If you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about. But if you like the vibe, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review. Now, if you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in a live audience, you would clap. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free fantastic 5-star review. Didn't do that one so well. You can also call into 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask us a question, or help us decipher an alien language any time of the day or night. And of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Join us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific for a live show and chat. The show is produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, Jay Kennedy, and Brian Lang. It's licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 3.0. Copyright 2024 by Chris Umfenauer. And folks, I ask you to stay tuned for
The After Show.
I did it.
We done?
GSM Times 2 says, fun show. I think I like the regular show progression better.
Yeah. As you could figure out, our guest had limited time to be with us, and we wanted to maximize the amount of time you all got to have with Genevieve. So we flipped things on its head a little bit. It was a little awkward for us as well. We'll most likely be back to the regular format next week.
It's funny, you don't always realize how much of a rhythm you fall into until it's disrupted. Like,
Yeah,
wait, this hasn't happened yet.
It's like, wait, now what do I do?
Yeah.
And I kept scrolling back up and down and through and said, did we miss a part? I can't remember because
feel right.
Exactly. It's amazing how much of a routine it's become. Even if we change out a segment, that's okay because everything else around it is still the same. We can I can slot in that one new piece. But, it's like doing a puzzle upside down. Things just don't fit
Yeah.
just
Well,
don't fit
hey,
right.
because it's all UDAC all the time. We got a
Welcome to the UDAC show.
we got a Fatash from you, and there's some comments about
Yeah.
that coming up as well. Fatash from UDAC here saying we would like to see an interview with Just Carlo. Well, you know what? You're in luck.
So none of us, just Carlo.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's going to be a just Carlo, a just Carlo show. Don't adjust your set. It's just Carlo.
Just Carlo.
But yes, he is coming on the podcast. It is confirmed. We're looking forward very much to that episode.
Mm-hmm. It is in the books, as is the GSM times 2, which he says, with UDAC's input, it was more like caching in the Southwest this week.
Or as UDAC says, just caching in the West.
There you go.
That's awesome.
No north about it.
Well, you know what? As you always say, Chris, I bet UDAC is northwest of somewhere.
That's right. Oops. I don't mean to click.
What you doing,
Great.
man?
Great. She's ready for it.
Great. Oh, good.
We'll have her on next week. Just it'll be all UDAC. Why do I keep clicking on these things?
I don't know.
Okay,
But
my
I'm not
hands
touching anything.
My hands off the mouse. I'm
It's
not
me
touching
this
anything.
time. Chris and I fighting over something,
Yes.
but not this time.
We both click it at milliseconds apart, and it flashes up. And sorry, I'll go click it again. You do too. And
it's like a Three Stooges routine. Yeah.
yeah, it's more like subliminal advertising at that point, right? The message is displaying so quickly. You've read it in your mind. You just haven't heard it in your ears.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and as Stark Casher says, we even had a bit of the Midwest tonight.
That's right.
Yeah.
We did.
We've been
Yeah.
all over.
We sure hope all you guys doing Midwest Geobash have an awesome weekend.
Mhm.
Really enjoy that. I got a little fatas tomorrow morning, bright and early tomorrow morning. My first episode of our Antarctic geocaching adventures will go live on the YouTubes. So if folks are curious to see what it's like to go to Antarctica and even do a little geocaching in Antarctica, well, check it out. It'll be fun.
There you go. Now, here's a little inside baseball for you, just in case you wanted to know. I write the intro to every show. And often that gives you a little insight into my week.
What was tonight's intro again, Chris?
While you're waiting for the insurance adjuster to call.
Right. So, anything further you want to share about that?
My car was hit yesterday, a parked car. Nobody was injured. Nobody was involved. Well, there was the driver of the other vehicle. They were not in their right mind. They hit the car at approximately 60 miles an hour and moved a parked car 35 feet back down the street. So,
yeah,
we are extraordinarily thankful that no one was hurt, particularly nobody in the of the Northwest household. So thankful for that.
Yes. We were, as a family, we were out on our evening stroll. And as we were crossing the street, I see this car come barreling down, and I push my wife out of the way. And, once I know I'm clear, I stick my hand out. Hey, Dumbo, slow down. And there was no stopping them. Well, I found a way to stop them.
Put a car in their way.
Yeah.
Of course, it was my car.
Oh, so
I think Wits End has something to share. There you go.
There's the evidence, yeah.
It's tough to see where one car ends and the next car starts.
So
they really have become one.
Which car is yours, Chris?
On the one on the left, it's the Volkswagen.
Aye. Thus the reason of waiting for the
insurance adjuster to call. So there you go. Those little words, that's all I had to say. And give you an idea of what's going on in my life. Right.
Yeah. And as you said, you are about to start your family vacation this weekend. Right. That's great timing.
Well, I love car shopping so much. I just want to, extend that experience as long
Hmm.
as I can.
Sad, strange little man.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay, enough about me.
All right. Well,
Oh,
feel better
what else
soon.
do you have going here, Wits End?
I was going to
Ooh,
say, get ready for this starting tomorrow, right?
That's right.
yeah. Olympics
Did,
time.
did you
Hey.
see the moon through the rings there?
Oh, I didn't
It's a
know. What a
Yeah,
great
fantastic
shot.
shot.
That made the rounds on all the news stations.
That's brilliant. Is
The
that
the
NBC
full
that
moon.
pulled that off? Who
I
did
don't
that?
know. I've seen it on social media. I haven't seen anything, but
Wow.
yeah, the full moon through the
Actually, it looks like,
Olympic rings.
given the branding at the top of the screen, that might have been the IOC themselves who pulled
That
that
could
one
be,
off.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. What a great
Mhm.
visual.
Yeah.
And yeah, excited. I love the Olympics. That's fun. Komikino suggests, Chris, that your car has been turned into a limousine.
Exactly. Um, I went out there this evening thinking, the other car's been towed away. My car is not blocking anything. It's just slightly blocking the sidewalk. And I was like, you know what? My son lives with us. Come on, we'll push the car forward. I can't get the car out of park.
I was gonna say good luck with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's done.
Dang.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you guys, but as Komikino says, glad everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Exactly. It's an item, right? We can
yeah,
replace items.
Mhm.
We cannot replace family members and their health. So
yeah, for
And
sure.
while that car was in fine shape, it wasn't exactly a brand new vehicle either.
no, exactly.
Yeah. So
No, it had more than its fair share of miles on it, and it was still running well. I was hoping to replace it on my schedule,
yeah,
but
yeah, it'll buff out. You'll be fine.
that's exactly what I said. That'll
Yeah.
buff out. You'll be fine. You
Hmm.
won't
You
even
know,
notice it.
it's a crazy thing. The radio still works great.
Yeah. Yeah, all the lights on the dash come on
Yeah.
and don't go off.
I was gonna say they all come on. Yeah.
So yes, we can laugh about it. All you listeners, thank you so much. We know you care about us. Go hug your loved ones. Let them know you love them. Go give a call to those that you can't reach out. You can't physically touch.
Yeah.
Let people know how much you care.
Yeah. Good reminder. Good reminder.
And
All
with
right.
that, until next week, reach out and touch someone you love. Not only in the Northwest.